Hey there folks, my name's Al Mills and I'm here today to show you how I make oatmeal wheat bread by using my all-in-one Black & Decker bread maker. So to make this oatmeal wheat bread recipe, we need 9 ingredients, and I will go over the order in which we will add them into the bread maker. So we have water, we have butter, we have pure cane sugar, we have potato flakes. There is other options for that. We have salt. We have bread machine yeast. We have old-fashioned oats. And we have whole wheat flour and bread flour. So let's start making this bread. Okay, we ready to make this? You ready? Okay, first we're adding 1 1/3 cups hot tap water. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of either powdered milk, potato flakes, or buttermilk powder. Today I'm using potato flakes. So 2 tablespoons. Then 3/4 cups old-fashioned oatmeal flakes. 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. And 1 1/2 tablespoons of sugar. Next we have 1 tablespoon of butter. Now it's time to add the flour. Okay, now it's time to add the whole wheat flour into the bread machine. We put in 3 3/4 cups. Usually just scoop it in there. I don't pack it down. I just scoop it up. It's 2 cups. 3 cups. And then we need 3/4. So 1, 2, 3. Now, before we add the bread flour, we're going to put the 1 cup of water into the bread maker on top of the wheat flour. So now that we've got the wheat flour in there, we're going to add 1 cup of hot tap water, which in total is 2 1/3 cups that we added into the bread machine. The water being added right now just allows the mixture to mix a little more smoothly than if you added all the water in at the same time in the bottom. So now it's time to add 1 1/4 cup of bread flour. Okay, last but not least is 1 teaspoon of yeast. Hey, that kind of rhymed. 1 teaspoon of yeast. So you want to use instant bread machine yeast when you're doing this. And I just sprinkle it on top. Now you're ready to start the machine. So everything's secure, close the lid, and we're set to start it up. Okay, so I brought the bread machine over to the counter, plugged it in, and I'm ready to start cooking So what I usually do is this handle, I just bring it down a little bit like this, because when the bread rises, it could come over a little bit over the top and it'll get caught on the handle. And if you have the handle up a little bit, it's easier to grab it and pull it out afterwards. So we're ready to go. Close the lid, and we're going to select number 5, regular light crust whole wheat multigrain. So we did that. We press start, and you notice it is set for 4 hours and 20 minutes. And it'll sit there for a few minutes before it starts the mixture. And throughout the process, it'll stop, it'll mix, it'll stop, it'll mix. And one thing that I do when I'm on a counter like this, I try to put the bread maker as far in as possible, because of the centrifugal force of when the lever is mixing, it tends to turn the bread maker. And if you're too close to the edge, it could make it fall right off. So that's just a word to the wise on that. So now all we have to do is wait 4 hours and 20 minutes, and we'll be ready to look at our cooked bread. So a minute ago, the bread machine started its first mixing of the flour and ingredients, and it was after half an hour of sitting. So just beware, it's going to take a while before the machine first starts to mix. Okay, we just ended, so now it's time to look at our bread. Nice. Okay, this is very hot, so we put on these oven mitt gloves, and as you can see, the handle comes right up here, and you just pull it right out of the machine, and then you got to take it over, and I have a rack here, and I make sure this whole thing is very hot, so you dump it out. Okay, so you have your loaf of bread, and if you notice, the mixing paddle is inside the end of the bread here, and it just comes out after you pull the bread out. And what I usually do is I let it cool, and if you want to eat it when it's warm, you can just cut slices. I found that if I cut only when I need a slice, then the bread just stays fresher. And so what I usually do is I take the bread and I put it in a plastic bag and I put it in the refrigerator. And then when I need a couple slices for a sandwich or for toast, I'll cut them off then. And I found that because they're in the refrigerator, I can cut thinner slices and the bread will last longer. So that's just a tip wanted to pass along. So thank you for watching the video, and happy eating your bread.